Yo, what is up? This is your boy Guru back with a new video. Today we have 3 replays for you in the tier 10s strongholds, advances to be exact, 10v10s, 2 games in the Chieftain and 1 game in the 907. And the overarching theme for today's videos is about buying time for your team. Now, in team events like this, I'm in the Chieftain, taking the central part of the Red Shire map. I have a holding position, which means I'm actually in a lookout position. I have the high ground, and I'm going to be looking around east, west, north, south, and I'm going to be basically staying in this position throughout the map. Now the commander has called for all the medium tanks to push down the east side, and while the 277s wait at the base. Now, as you can see, the 907s have scouted the eastern side of the map, northeastern side of the map, and there is nothing there except for one lookout. So which means the rest of the enemy team is most likely on the northwesterly side, and they're going to push down by the castle on the west side. And we've already sussed that out, and we are rotating the mediums all the way from the east back to the south, and as you can see, the heavy tanks are going to hull down the southern part, and I'm going to be providing crossfire across the map, shooting onto the western side. Now the medium tanks on the eastern side looks like they're going to push down the middle to cover us in the middle, and while these guys are pushing down the western side, I'm going to give my 100% attention to these guys on the western side, because you cannot allow them to break through to our heavies to the southern end of the map. And that's because they have their entire force on the western side, so we need to focus our energy shooting everything on the western side. Now I need to ignore everything to my right. I'm just shooting these guys that are closing in on our heavies down on the most southern side of the map. I've got to focus my attention there because I need to buy time. Buying time for my team to wrap around from the east and the north, and buying time for my southern heavies to hold the southern position for as long as they can. Now this is going to be a 5,000 game for me. As you can see, I'm basically shooting fish in a barrel here. As long as I can keep myself relatively safe, hull down. The Chieftain is a great tank. It's like a super conqueror. It's got great upper hull and turret armor for you to bounce anything. So as long as I can keep myself in a fairly angled and hull down safe position, I can continue to farm these guys. Now you can see there are a lot of guys on to my right and behind me. I need to completely ignore them because I need to take care of these guys on the west. Now as you can see, the guys from the south, the heavies on the south on my team, have decided to push forward, which is the right time to push forward to destroy all those guys in the castle. And now I can focus a little bit of my attention back to these guys towards my north. Now, for as long as I can still shoot these 430, I should try and help them out. And now I need to take care of these guys on my right. I'm focusing my attention. Now I'm looking at these guys on the right. So if you notice, throughout the game, my position in the middle was basically just to hold, survive, and buy time for my medium tanks to wrap around and kill the guys in the middle and to the north, and buying time for my southern team to diminish the health of the enemies near the castle before they push forward. Now this looked like an easy win, but it could have been a loss for us if the Conqueror and me, the Chieftain, did not provide the overwatch down in the middle. So the first replay, buying time for our team from the middle of the map, deciding to prioritize our shots towards the correct people was important to secure the win for the team there. And now we're in Fisherman's Bay from the north. We're basically going to push down on the western side of the map. That's the plan anyway. We want all the mediums to push down the western side while the heavies hold down the mid-western side of the map, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, I'm going there. It's kind of like a low ground hull down position where we can hull down against the enemies who might take the middle of the map amongst the buildings, and this is where we are. And we've located where the enemies are. The enemies are all on the western side, so it's really bad idea for us to push over. So now we are planning some kind of rotation. We know the enemies are in the western side of the map behind some behind some terrain. They can hull down easily and safely. We're getting airstrike now. We've decided that the enemies are split up enough that the medium tanks can push down the western flank without any problems. So they're pushing down the western side to kill everything on the western side of the map, and the enemies seeing this as their time to attack us in the middle, because they have the advantage. As you can see, I keep backing up here because I am not under focus fire right now. So I'm gonna try and survive as long as I can, buy time for my team those mediums to kill everything there and wrap around and kill those guys in the middle. And this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm just buying time, try to survive as long as I can. I'm keeping myself out of focus fire and shooting whatever tanks that I can shoot and try to eliminate. Now that the main threat is killed, we need to get rid of this EBR, because this EBR is the one that is providing the distraction for the rest of our team. When he's circling around, distracting players. A lot of people think that they can kill him, but they can't because he's so quick. The reason why I'm backing up a lot here is because one of the most important things you need to do is when you back up, you are basically giving yourself less chance to turn your turret left and right. You know what I mean? You are narrowing down the angle. That means you turn your turret less to shoot people in front of you. If I was right dead smack in the center, I would need to turn my turret a lot more to shoot the guy on the left, and turn my turret a lot more onto the right to shoot the guy on my right. If I back up as far as I can, I turn my turret a lot less to shoot the guys to my left and right, which is exactly what I did. Bought my team a lot of time and easily finished them off because of that, and did 3+ K damage on top of that, so that was a good game for me as well. And now in the 907 in Cliff, the rest of my team is going down to the middle. I'm basically left alone to spot the 1-2 line. So I'm just going to go to the bush and see if I can spot anything, and if they rush me, I'm going to run away. I'm basically on my own here, which means I have zero support in whatever I decide to do. So I'm taking this bush initially, but I decided to be a little bit more brave, and because you need to spot more things, it's better to be out front in this bush, and which is exactly what happens. Immediately I'm going to spot out some heavy tanks here that are coming down the 1-2 line. I'm putting up the affirmative there because I'm receiving instructions in the Discord channel. I've muted my Discord mic so you don't hear me responding to them, because I was going to do a video and do the voiceover, so I didn't want my voice to do twice, if you understand what that means. So the entire team is pushed down the 1-2 line. Now I could shoot and hold my position there, but it would be foolish for me to do that. It's better that I run away. They can see me running away, and they might find it pointless to chase me down this line and waste useful resources. They have spotted out our team, which is in the middle, so they're more likely going to engage the main force of my team, which is right down in the middle of the donut. Now I could YOLO down 1-2 line and shoot them in the back, but I could also be easily focused down if they were still there waiting for me. So I'm I am trying to approach this cautiously and make sure that I have enough HP to trade, make sure that I am effective once I get into the fight. Now, most of them have been spotted, they have climbed up, so now it's time for me to attack from the back because it is now safe for me to do so. I only have these two guys to deal with if they do decide to shoot me, so the entire enemy team has already pushed up. And so now it's time for me to completely commit into attacking this way. Now I could have taken a gamble and it would have worked out for me if I had pushed earlier into the 1-2 line, but it would have been too much of a risk if I had taken that. I could have lost all my HP and died very early if they decide to just turn around and focus me down, and that wouldn't have been very good if they did that. And we would have been down one tank very early if that was a bad gamble for me. So it was better for me to save my HP and make sure that I was going to be pushing into safety where I can relatively attack them without taking too much of a risk. And again there, I bought enough time for my team to completely overwhelm them and diminish their forces before they could react. And again, that was an easy game, nearly 3000 damage for me, but there you go. Buying time for your team is very important, and figure out the ways where you can be most effective. Sometimes not just doing damage, but being in the right place and buying time for your team is important. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon. Bye.